Here's 3 things you should never do with your Fujifilm camera. Number 1, don't mix memory cards with other camera brands. One thing I found out after shooting with a Fuji camera for a while is that your Fuji camera does not like sharing memory cards. If you use another brand of camera and you have some pictures on that card and you go ahead and put it in your Fujifilm camera, chances are you're going to get error messages and card write errors. And I realize this because I have Canon cameras as well, and a lot of times I just take a memory card and there might be pictures on it, and every time I would put that card in my Fuji camera that had already been used in the Canon camera, it would cause a problem. So if you're getting write errors and things like that, take a look and see if you don't have images on your card from another camera brand. That might be why. So the much better thing to do is just get memory cards dedicated for your Fuji cameras. Get a Sharpie, put a big old F on that card, and then you know it's your Fuji camera memory card. If you do format the card from, say, using it in a Canon camera, then yes, it can work probably okay, but in my experience, it's not even worth doing that. Just have cards dedicated to your Fuji cameras if you're using another brand, and have those cards dedicated to that brand. Number 2, never use off-brand battery. Now listen, I'm not one of these conspiracy theorists that thinks if you use an off-brand battery in your camera, it's gonna break your camera, it's gonna spark World War III, it's gonna cause the aliens to come down and melt our faces off. But there is one big drawback to using off-brand batteries with your Fujifilm camera, specifically if you're a shooter like me and you shoot tethered. Now, if you shoot tethered, meaning connecting the camera to your computer and shooting that way, when you have the Fuji brand battery in your camera and you shut the camera off, it'll do what it's supposed to do and charge the battery, which is a great feature because often I'll set up for a client shoot, turn the camera on, get my tethered settings set, take a test image to make sure it's working, and then turn it off. And then while it's off, the battery's charging. Simple. The off-brand batteries, however, will not do that, at least none of the ones that I've used. So for me, this is a big drawback. So just avoid them. Number 3, never shoot in JPEG only. If you've been using Fuji cameras for any amount of time, this is old news to you. But for those of you who are newer to the system, one of the best and greatest things about Fuji cameras, one of the things we love about Fuji cameras, is the fact that you can shoot in JPEG and get beautiful results using all of the built-in film simulations. So there's really no reason in certain circumstances to shoot in RAW. However, I highly recommend that you don't do that ever. Here's why. There's going to be times where you're out shooting pictures of your family or just at a ball game, something casual where you're like, I don't need the hassle of a RAW file. The problem with this is that there's going to be times where you get an amazing shot that you may not have even ever expected to happen, and you're going to kick yourself when you get back home and you don't have the extra latitude of the RAW file to edit. So what I recommend is just shoot RAW plus JPEG. You'll be glad you did. Now, the beauty is that when you get back and you download your photos, you can still just get rid of the RAW files if you feel like you don't need them. I don't usually do that. I like to save them just in case, but it's the backup that you should have. And if you have a camera like the Fuji X-T5, then you have 2 card slots. You can just have one card slot save RAW and the other card slot save JPEGs. Simple. You'll appreciate having that backup on the few times that you need it. Now, I'm not talking, of course, to any of you who are shooting any professional photography with a Fuji camera like I do primarily. Then you always, of course, must shoot in RAW. All right, everyone. Well, that's really all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this quick video. I just want to give you a couple of tips based on things that I figured out along the way using my Fuji cameras. Now, if you like my videos, if you like what I'm doing, subscribe to my channel. It means a lot to me. It helps me to continue making these. Don't forget to like, comment, share this video if you enjoyed it, and make sure you visit my sponsors in the description below. One thing that's new that I'm doing is I started my own Facebook photography coaching group specifically for photographers interested in becoming better at headshots and portraits. So if you're interested in that, the link is in the description below, plus links to B&H, Amazon, if you need any gear, I appreciate you using my link, and some other sponsors that have been really great companies that I've worked with in the past year and a half as I've grown this YouTube channel. So as always, here's wishing you an awesome day. Go out and take some great pictures, my friends, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.